Alright, how you going everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a bit of an older one. We've got one here from Witty Wings in 1/72 scale diecast. And if you do like what you see today, you will probably have to hunt the interwebs for one of these. And we have got an EA-18G Growler from VAQ-132 Scorpions, which is a US Navy electronic warfare squadron. Now they were first created in 1955 as VAH-2 from personnel that were originally VP-29 that had been disbanded at the same time. Now in 1968 it did convert to a tactical electronic warfare squadron and redesignated VAQ-132, equipped with the EKA-3B Sky Guardians until 1971, before switching to the EA-6B Prowler until 2009. They then switched to the EA-18 Growler that we have here, that they continue to operate currently. Now let us open the flap up to see that the weapons packet has come off the flap. Normally it is there, but it is not. So that is the weapons packet that we do get with these, which is cool, because we'll be assembling the aircraft shortly. Now it does have the normal landing gear options in here, the gear bay doors in there, and it does have what looks to be a bit of a collector card in here, and it does have some instructions behind it, which is pretty cool, but it does look very nice in that packet. There's a little bit of info on the bottom of the flap here, but yeah, normally there's a weapons pack there. But yeah, it does look mighty fun sitting in there, but it is no good sitting in this box, is it? So what we've got to do is get it out. So let's go do that now and come right back. Already with this Growler out of the box, it does come with that weapons pack as I showed earlier. So you do have your electronic countermeasure ordnance to put on, some tanks. They are quite simple. There's nothing really much detail on there. The missiles have got a bit of detail though. That is really nice. You do have your second crew member that needs to go in. Move that out of the way. We'll get this lid off, of course, and have a little look. Move that out of the way. So it does have your landing gear options there, of course. These are all metal, so you can be as hard as you want with them without too much fear of them breaking, so which is really good. The wheels roll, so that is something that's nice. It does have that usual baggie with all those gear bay doors, which is something I really look forward to. I do actually prefer the Hobby Master, where it's got that drop-in module that you put in. You do get a collector card. There is 720 pieces of these. So if you're into your card things, you'll be happy getting one of those. You do get some huge instructions. That's your instructions there. So if you have this, don't have any instructions, put it on pause. Now you do. We'll get a little bit closer there so you can actually see what the instructions say. They are not the hugest. But I reckon, overall, it's not looking too bad for this model. I reckon it's going to be quite nice. Let's see if we can actually get it out. Get some poppage. Beautiful. Still got a bit of protective plastic on there. We'll move this out of the way so we can get stuck into looking at this Growler. So I reckon it does look quite nice from first glance. And it does have some moving bits, if you like moving bits. The rudders move as well, from the looks of that. Yep. Me, personally, as I say, I'm not too fussed about the moving bits, because the more moving bits you got, the more things can drop off. But it does look nice, and it is a nice feature, especially if you do like those components. And I reckon the details, all those panel lines are really nice. It does look quite good. I am not too disappointed at all. I am really liking the look of this. It's got a reasonable weight to it as well. Let's see if we can open the canopy up. It does not open too much. That's sort of as far as I want to push it. I do not want to break it. And it already, as you can see, it's got the back seater sitting there, so you just need to whack that pilot in if you want to have crew members in there. But I think overall this is a fairly nice looking build so far. Turn it over and have a little look. We'll go inverted, and it does have all the spots that we need to put our landing gear bits and pieces in, and also our slits for the ordnance to go in, of course. It looks very nice. No, it just bends a little bit. It doesn't move. The hook does not look to move. I'm not going to risk breaking that, but yeah, it does present quite well. But what we want to do is we want to set it up and come back and have a look at it set up properly. So what we'll do is we'll get this Growler out and come right back. Alrighty, we are back with this Growler setup in flight, obviously. Now you do put the gear bay doors in there. They drop straight in nicely. The nose wheel one drops in there pretty nicely. It doesn't sit 100%, but you could probably, put some blue tack in there to make it seat a little bit better. The ordnance, that went on nicely. It didn't have any issue whatsoever. It slotted in without any drama. They pushed in very well, and it does present really, really good. I do not have a problem with this one, and that's how your beautiful Growler is going to look in flight. And it does look fantastic. If I can get my big bulbous hands out of the way, and that's better. Yeah, that looks awesome. I really do like it. Now, I'd like to show you what it looks like on a stand, but Witty Wings, no stand. So, for you in-flight people, you don't get a stand, so, this is how it's going to look on your invisible stand. But yeah, unfortunately, you have to buy that separately if you want to put this on a stand. Yeah, but that is the only downside, I think, with this particular model from Witty Wings, if you do display yours in flight. I don't, so that doesn't affect me. So what we're going to do is we'll quickly check out what this looks like gear down and then wind up the video for you. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. All right, here we have the Growler set up for gear down. Hey, that was not fun, as per usual. These can be quite fiddly, so you have your 3 gear bay doors there, and you can drop your main nose wheel in. And as I said, the wheels roll, so if you like to roll wheels, they do roll. Now, it's the same with the main landing gear. Each one has 3 gear bay doors you've got to put in, and as well as the landing gear itself. Now, if I show you... you've got to put in a little strut. Hopefully you can see that little strut right in there has to go in there. I couldn't put the one on that side because it was actually too short and wouldn't reach. I did manage to get one on that side. They don't click into anything. They, like down the bottom of it, it does, like down at the base. But as you can see, that is how big they are. And you're trying to put those in can be quite difficult. You will have to use maybe tweezers or something like that, depending on your finger size and your agility. So that is one thing that sort of detracts from the model, especially if the strut doesn't reach its intended location on the wheels, which is a little bit unfortunate because there's a notch in the main wheel in the strut of the wheel where the tiny little strut end is supposed to sit into. Unfortunately, on mine, the wheel and length of the strut did not mate on that side. That one went on okay. Well, I think it's dropped off. No, it's still on there. Hey, we'll see how it sits when we turn it upside down, because they are notorious for dropping out. Because, as I said, it only seats in the bottom part, and it just sits in a little slot in the wheel strut itself. So it's very easy to just drop off. That is probably one of the bad things about this particular model. If they had just done the complete module like Hobby Master do, whether they had that complete module for the main landing gear, that would be fantastic. But they didn't. Of course, these are no longer made, so it's pretty relevant, but I do like to showcase old models and new models on the channel, and that is how your Growler will look with the gear down. We'll put it on the deck and see how she sits, and it does sit nicely. These always do move around. As I said, moving parts can be moving problems. Another problem was I was going to remove the back seater out of the cockpit there. He is glued in, so you cannot remove this little guy. So if I do try and move him, it moves the whole cockpit area. So he is stuck fast in there. Because as I say, I normally don't display my models with the pilots in them because I have them parked. So this one, you probably have to, break the seal and eventually get that crew member out if you don't want to display with a figure in there. But of course, you might have some residue on the seat, which you'll have to paint over or hide with something. But yeah, that's another thing I thought I'll make people aware of with these particular models. If you do put your crew members in, you won't have a problem. But yeah, if you like to display your aircraft without crew in there, you cannot get him out. Overall, I think this presents nicely. It is a pretty nice looking model of a Growler. And as I say, these are purely my views on the model. You may have more you want to pick on it about. But of course, feel free to say if you do not like it, or if you find some little errors that you want to make everyone aware of. Always drop them into the comments, of course. Alrighty, I will take some photos of this, of course, throw them at the end of the video for those of you that wish to check those out. As usual, if you did like the video or like the model, don't forget, throw me some of those my way, and always feel free to subscribe to the channel if you have yet to do so. Alright everyone, I will finish up by saying thank you so much for dropping past the channel. I hope you enjoyed what hit your eyeballs today. You all have a fantastic rest of your day. Cheers everyone.